What is the first steps of building an agency, man?
How many headaches per dollar earned are we dealing with this client? The more headaches per dollar earned, the less I want to talk to that client. You got to take on quality people, because clients, what happens is they come, they pay you money, they're a headache 60, 90 days in. You don't even want to work with them anymore. They don't want to work with you anymore. It's this giant disaster.
It has to work or it has to work.
Welcome to an episode of Circle of Greatness. I'm your host, Nehemiah Davis. And today I bring you another GOAT, right? This amazing brother. We met at an event, man, agency owner, all around amazing entrepreneur, all around amazing husband, and all around dope guy. So he's about to come drop some gems on y'all. Without further ado, my brother, Malouf. What up, my guy?
What's up, man? Thanks for the intro. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So listen, this episode, so what we talk about on our podcast, I essentially treat this like a masterclass. I want people to be able to leave here with strategies and gems to help them get to the next level. On your social, all you do is drop bombs. Anytime we talk, all you do is just drop so many gems on people. Like you came to my mastermind and you blew everybody's mind. So we're about to do that on the podcast. So
let's go, baby.
Man, so you got an agency for media. Bro, what are y'all spending right now monthly on ads?
Probably like 15 mil total.
15 million a month.
Yeah.
15
Not our money.
But I'm saying you're managing 15 million a month of ad spend. Like I see people that are managing 3-4, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. 15 million? Like,
yeah.
You have one of the top agencies in the world, bro. And I want to talk about, we've been talking about me building out my agency. Like we somewhat got an agency, but I want to make it like legit. Like I want to really build it out, and I pretty much want you to coach me through that. So to build a $15 million agency, 15 million in just revenue a month that's being spent, I know that mean, y'all probably generating
almost $1 billion right now.
Yeah, a year annually.
Yeah.
Wow, for your clients, which is huge.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about like, man, how do I build an agency? So step one, like, what is the first steps of building an agency, man?
First steps, which you've kind of already solved, is getting the clientele, obviously, right? Yeah. That's got to be step number one. And here's how I build my agencies, which is why we're able to grow.
And I'm sorry, give me a little backstory. I know we get into it, but how did you even get into the agency game? Like, just give me a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, long story short, I started learning Facebook ads in 2014, 13, 14, before like anyone even knew what a Facebook ad was. There wasn't a video online. There wasn't like Facebook ads, anything. Yeah. Started doing it for my family. They had small businesses like birthday party centers, event-based stuff.
Yeah.
So they had event-based stuff. I basically ran ads for them, like quadrupled the business essentially. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because I was really good at sales. But I was like, yo, if I could sell online without having to like meet face-to-face with people and just sell to thousands of people at once through marketing, this is probably a way better business. So I got into that. I started doing it for other people, seeing a lot of success. And then eventually in 2020, I was like, you know what, dude, let me just I want to build a company. I was cool with cool, I'm making money for myself. I'm working from my house. I don't need to do anything. Digital marketing, the dream that everyone sells. Yeah. I can travel. I can do anything. But it just, I kind of lost fulfillment. I was like, this is kind of easy. Yeah. So I wanted to do something bigger. And that's why I started building the agency. So from 2020 till today, we have 120 employees now.
Wow.
We probably hired 300, but
wow.
We're left with 120 of the best right now.
And you got, how many in office and how many online?
Maybe 30 in office.
Yep.
And 90 online.
Okay.
So another 30 to 40, probably 40 at this point, in the US, another 5 in Canada, and then the rest are spread out: South America, Europe, Dubai, Lebanon.
And I know you even got a formula, because for hiring specific people, I know one of your other companies is y'all hire, high level executives for people like me, because you understand what we need. You understand the type of CFO that I need. You understand the type of CMO that I need. So I guess you're also using those strategies to find top talent, I guess.
For sure, yeah. So we basically opened up our own recruiting company just because we were hiring so many people. Yeah. Last month we hired 14 people. That's a lot. It sounds easy, but if you want to hire 14 really good people, it takes so many applications, so many interviews, so much testing, so many personality quizzes. There's so many levels of of doing that to get to the 14 that you want.
Yeah.
So we just built our own recruiting company. So we have a team of 3 now that runs that. They basically do recruiting for other companies like yours, like mine, other agencies who are in my group. But we kind of had to like have someone whose only job is to like recruit really high level people.
What are some critical things? Because as we talk about building an agency, you can't build an agency without a team, right? Unless you're a solopreneur. So what are some absolutely critical things you must do in hiring? I know you got a whole team that does it, but I know you just said personality test. I don't know if there's a culture fit. Is there like a few key things that people should look for, and then maybe a couple red flags when hiring?
Yeah. So number one, look, when you first start an agency, if you don't have any money, if you don't have anything, you got to hire on potential. You got to hire on like, dude, this dude doesn't know everything, but he's got enough knowledge and he can come in and I can teach him up a little bit more and he's affordable. So like, that's how you want to hire when you start. As you start having money, as you start having income coming in, money saved up, you only want to hire people based on experience, not potential. Like, I don't even care. I'm telling you, we have hundreds of people every month who are like, hey, let me intern for free. I'll work for free. I'll do this for free. We have to turn them all away because at the end of the day, we're at the point where like, if you're not coming in already an expert at whatever it is that I'm hiring you for, it takes so much money and time to get you there. And it's just a high risk. And honestly, dude, as a business owner, you start becoming so involved because those people have so much shortcomings.
Yeah.
Whereas now, dude, I'll go recruit like head of paid ads at another big company or CMO at this company, whatever it is. I'll just bring them in and pay them more and give them a better bonus structure and better upside.
Yeah.
And my last few like high level hires, I mean, I barely talk to these guys and they are moving along. They're handling some of our biggest accounts. I trust them with everything. They consult with me. I'm basically like a consultant to them at this point. Hey, Eddie, what would you do in this scenario? Oh, I do this, try this, run this ad here, do this. Great. And then it's taken care of. Whereas I used to be like every day I have to meet for 3 hours with them. I have to fix this in this ad account. I have to fix this in this email, this landing.
So hire the best from the start. What if you don't got the money or the budget yet? Like, hey, Eddie, I need to start. I need 150K for this position, but we got 75, 80K.
Yeah.
Right? What do we do?
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to do that. One, you can take that person, bring them in and give them like a really sick profit share incentive, something on the back end. I'll tell you, I used to recruit some of the most talented people, even when I didn't have money, because I sold them on the vision, where we're going, the kind of clients we're trying to work with, what kind of budgets we'll end up having, how that will benefit them directly. You know, you're going to have a profit share over this number. You're going to have this. You're going to work with this client. Here's the roadmap, and helping them understand. A lot of people who are A players, they just want to be involved more. Sometimes it's not about the money. And a lot of times you'll realize like A players will rather have a higher ceiling and a lower floor and be able to have more say and more freedom to do the things that they want to do. So selling them on the vision is number one. Number two, probably the most important, is making your own education system. So like we have our program called Brilliant Marketers. I made that from start to finish. I used to just take people who had potential. They don't know anything about marketing, make them watch my program, get really good at marketing, watch that thing for a whole month, 2-3 times, and then be able to plug them into accounts and they know everything that they need to do. So being able to just spend like a whole week outlining everything you want someone to learn, teaching them it on Loom videos, whatever it is, and putting it in a course for them to watch every time you onboard them is probably the best way to shortcut and get someone for, 3-4K a month and take them to like a 10-12K a month skill set in a month.
I like that. Let me ask you, when you're doing, how long is that training that you just talked about that you get your Brilliant Marketer? How long?
Pretty extensive, like 40 to 60 hours.
Okay, so in week one, they need to your first training. In that first week, you need to consume that and do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and by week 2, you're basically like shadowing the people who are actually working on the accounts and understanding what they're doing. But you've already watched the program to have a context of what it is that they're doing and how they can do it.
Got it. So next, let me talk about lean. So building this agency out, what I would like to know is, we partner with different influencers, right? How many people are you putting on this account? So do we got a project manager in place? Do we got the person that run the ads? We are trying to make sure we are over delivering and over communicating but I want to make sure I don't want to put too many people in there. How many, when we're building out accounts, in my case, we're bringing on a partner, right, where we're doing their entire educational build out for them, right? And we got a system that works now, but I want to make it better. How many people are you putting on these type of accounts?
Yeah, so it depends on the service, right? We have like super cheap services, and then we have like our high-end stuff. So our high-end stuff is probably the stuff that you would go after with your model. So I break everyone into pods. So each pod is basically one team.
Yeah.
It makes it way easier to manage. And here's pretty much how it is. So there's a head strategist. This is usually the dude that I go headhunt. So all my strategists right now, I have for info products, I have 4. All of them I've personally headhunted myself. So like,
info products, you got 4.
I got 4 strategists. So
Four, okay.
4 full teams of
Yeah.
like 8 to 10 people. I'll walk you through what's in there. But
Yeah.
this is the most important role because this is the guy who I can go to other companies. He's scaled this offer to 10 million a year. He's scaled this offer to 20, whatever it is. I'll go headhunt him, bring him here, give him a % of profit share of all the clients he manages. And then he's basically the head of the team. Then under him is essentially an assistant project manager. So project manager's job is to basically go out and
Y'all see, I'm taking real live notes right now. Head strategy, project manager.
yeah. So project manager basically does all the note taking. He does all the assignments on tasks. He's making sure the team is doing what the strategist told them to do, essentially.
And your what project management software y'all use?
We use ClickUp right now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but they're all the same. So it doesn't matter as long as you use.
I heard
one,
ClickUp
you're-
the best though. I heard it's pretty. We're using Monday. I was thinking about going over to ClickUp.
It's not really worth moving over.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my team. Like 50% of them are like, take us back to Monday, and 50% of them are like, I like ClickUp. So
Got it. Okay.
it's all the same
Okay.
as long as you're organized on it. So those are the 2 guys that are basically running most communications, and then under them there's teams of like 2 to 3. So for example, they'll have a creative director whose job is to like make sure we're creating really good content for the ads, for the organic, whatever it is. And then they have their editors and graphic designers under them. And then we have a head of email. So his job is everything email marketing for these clients. And then he's got copywriters underneath him that help him write the copy so he doesn't have to write it for everyone.
Yeah.
And then we have the ad side. So we have a head of paid ads on that team. And then under them, they have a Google and then a Facebook media buyer that essentially each one's in charge of that platform.
Let me ask you just so I'm not missing it. So one group, meaning I'm become one of your clients. For me, my account, head strategist, project manager, creative director, then head of email. So essentially what I'm trying to do is we got the 4 or 5 heads and then they all got their people under them as well. Okay.
So the strategist mainly should be talking to the heads.
Yeah.
To his, 3, 4 heads underneath him. And then they talk to
In the 3, 4 heads, we got our project manager. Is the creative director a head?
Yeah.
Okay. Creative director, email, and then we got ads.
And then we have one more, which is head of copy.
All right, cool.
Just copy. So he works with the funnel team. He works with the
So that's different from head of email now. Because all right.
Email's job is only email and SMS marketing. Like how are we going to send the best campaigns? How are we going to plan these promotions ahead of time? All that good stuff. So that whole team in my company only manages 4 to 5 clients.
Got it.
So it ends up being like 2 to 3 team members per client on average. So
2 to 3 team members. So this setup that we're talking about, this is only for me, or can they do 2, 3 clients?
That's what I'm saying. They'll do like 4, max 5 clients.
Perfect. Got it.
But 4 clients. But that just for reference, the payroll of that team is probably $100,000.
Yeah. Per month.
Yeah, per month.
Yeah.
So like I have to have 4 or 5 clients to be able to
Make it make sense.
But what most agencies do, and this is the problem, most agencies will have a team half that size for 15 clients.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you know my issue that I had with agencies, bro, and I talked to you about it. An agency's job, really, most of agencies, is like only to make more money. I mean that's business. You should make more. But the idea is that most of the agencies I've worked with has been trash because their goal is to just keep getting more clients. So most agencies make money by volume. So, if I'm paying $3,000 a month, right? Let me go get 10 people to give me, that's how I get to my 30, and then we get another. So now what happens is the attention and the detail that you once were giving me ends
Diluted.
up gone.
Yeah.
So this is why they haven't worked, right? And this is probably why you take a lot of people's clients, because you're literally giving somebody a solid team and making sure that attention is important.
Yeah, look, our agency, so basically I break even on retainers.
Yeah.
Maybe make some money.
Yeah.
I make all my money on profit shares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Powerful.
And so that's why. So like it allows me, so if someone pays me, example, $20,000 a month, and I take 4 of these guys that pay me 20, $80K a month, right? I'll build the sickest team for $100K a month.
Yeah.
I'll lose 20 grand a month.
Yeah.
Totally cool. But if they're giving me 30% of the upside, so whatever baseline they're at, anything more than that in profit, we'll take 30%. Then it's worth it because I can bonus that 30%. I can give a percent of that to my team as well. So now I'm getting the best guys from everywhere to come work for me because they're getting a percent of all these other guys' offers, and I have the best guys on their account. So like, I don't need to have a ton of clients. I just need to have 20 amazing clients. Even if I have 60, 70 employees to support those 20 amazing clients, that's all I need because I'm going for the ceiling. I'm not trying to like play safe. How many retainers can we get? How many people? How much margin can we keep? I don't care. I'm just like, break even on staff and make as much money as possible for the client because the cut's going to come back to us.
Yo, man, when I talk about one of the GOATs, the agency god, the ads god, the man who literally is helping us grow our brand, Eddie Malouf, and their 4 Media agency, y'all, is opening up a few spots. Again, this is only for clients and people who are serious about growing and scaling their brand, right? There's gonna be a link below in the description for you to apply. You at least need to be doing 6 or 7 figures in your business to even apply. But if that is you, click the link below. We'll see you on the inside.
So my model is just different.
And similar to mine, I don't want retainers. Like everything, I mean, I want retainers, but I only want to do profit sharing.
Yeah.
It only makes sense for me. Like
Yeah.
for me to, so sometimes I do get a red flag when they're like, yo, it's $3K a month and that's it. I'm like, what's your incentive for you to actually go hustle? You know what I mean? So, but maybe their motto is let me just go get 20, 30 clients.
But even 3K a month, bro, like do the math. Here's what I always tell people. Like if you're paying a company 3K a month and they hire talented people to work on your account, let's say it takes 3 people total. A talented person is 6 to 8K average, let's say. Cool. Let's call it 8K. So 20 to 25K a month, right? For 3 people. How many accounts do they need to manage to break even? They need like 8. Then to make a profit, they need another 8. So these 3 people have to manage 16 accounts at 3K a month for it to even make minuscule sense for the business to run.
Yeah.
When you pay someone that low, usually that's the quality you're going to get back. And you know, dude, I started at one point charging $1,500, $2K a month for my retainers. This was like 8-9 years ago at this point, but I was doing all the work myself. You know what I mean? I was just doing it myself. And then at some point I had to start hiring people, and we had to start increasing prices because I couldn't hire people who were talented enough because I was charging too little. And it's just like this giant game you play. So you either have to charge a lot and have really good talent, or you charge a little bit and have like VAs who run the operation and not really talented people thinking and strategizing for you, you know? That's the problem with this game.
That's good. That's good. And I'm happy you said that because I've been really wanting to build out this team to make it the best team possible. But when you gave me a little anxiety when you said 120 employees. I don't want 100.
I know you don't.
Like I want to lean.
Want 20 Navy SEAls.
I want 20 Navy SEALs, dog. You speak my love language, bro. You know me so well. But yeah, that's really what I want because I'm looking for 10 partners right now. Yeah. My goal is very simple, and maybe you could give me the strategy. My goal is 10 clients. We all do a minimum. We help every client make a minimum of 10 million a year. That's 100 million, and we do profit sharing, whatever that
take
that
50%
number.
of that.
Minimum.
Yep.
And hopefully our margins are at least 50%. You know, gross, I mean, we'll do 100 million a year annually with partners. And that's kind of what a lean team. So for me to do that based on these numbers, I probably need 2 sets of this team.
Yeah, you only
Sounds
need 2
like.
sets of this team.
So that's about 20 people.
Yep. That's it. 200K a month.
Yeah.
Plus some bonuses. 2.5 mil a year.
Yeah.
You generate 100 mil.
Yeah.
50% profit. That means you're keeping 25 mil for yourself.
I think we just read. This is what are the steps to build this, bro? Now, how do you find the talent? Like I got a couple fire partners right now.
Yeah.
Like trying to build, like how are you identifying who are great partners for this to make sense for you? How are you vetting them? You know what I mean? Because this isn't for, you don't do this for everybody. You're very particular with the clients that you work with because everybody won't make the cut. What are you doing? Because I've learned for me, and maybe I just haven't been the best picker, but I gotta maybe potentially go through 10 clients to get 2 where I'm like, oh, we got something here.
Yeah, yeah.
And also for me, just to be transparent, like sometimes us working together, meaning like us talking like, man, let's figure this out. And then when we start working, the working relationship isn't that great, meaning.
Why is that?
Well, just say like, Eddie, like, bro, let's go make this work. And you like, man, it appears you got work ethic, it appears you got, but then when we start, you're not holding up to your end of the bargain, meaning you aren't grinding. You're not willing to give me the assets that I need in order for this to be successful. And I'm like, it sounded good when we talked about it, but then when we actually went to work, it wasn't good. So I don't know if you ever go through that.
All the time, bro.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm like, am I like?
No, all the time. And you think like if someone's giving you 20 grand a month that they'd actually send you the stuff that they need to send you so you can make money.
Yeah.
But it happens, bro. Sometimes, you know, in anything, you know, you can vet anyone as much as you want. You can look at how sick their content is, all this stuff they're doing. They can sign a contract committing that I'm going to send you content every week. Yeah. And then you get to it and, you know, you realize how unorganized a lot of people are. So it's not really something that you can change. What I do so I have a lot of deal flow, honestly. And I probably turn away like for this product out of people who can actually pay us and are like, hey, I want to pay you 20K plus 30%. I'll probably turn away 19 out of 20. Yeah. Just because, like I told you, like all my money is coming on the 30%. Yeah. So like, just because you can pay me 20K doesn't mean I want you. You know what I mean? Because I
want to make money. The 20K covers the
I'm paying it to the team anyways. Like I'm not making any of that 20K right now, you know? So like I only want ceiling. Yeah. You know, I want people who either have a good offer and I know I can pump more revenue into that offer, number one, or number two, they have a skill that they're making money from. They're really good at making content and I can take care of everything else. Yeah. Like it has to be one of the two. Like if you don't have a lot of content, all the stuff, you need to have a really good offer that I know works, that if I send more ads to, if I write more emails for, etc., that I can fill a gap and just pump a lot more revenue into it. And on the other hand, if you don't have that stuff, I'll build it all for you, but you got to be able to get on camera as often as I need you to be able to pump out that content that I need. And some people just aren't willing to do that, even though the money's there for it.
Yeah. And you said something key, just because I want to understand your criteria. It sounds like you don't go off of potential. Some of my clients or potential partners, I'm like, man, they got work ethic. I'm checking them out. Like I do I analyze clients a certain way, engagement, several different things that they got going on for me to really see it.
You see how they're moving online.
How they moving online. Are they consistent, certain things? But sometimes they just don't have an offer. So we come build an offer from scratch. So you don't like that model. They need to already be running, great offer already, and you just plug in to that already?
No, like I was saying. So like they either have a good offer. If they don't have a good offer, they need to be consistent with content, and I need to think their content is good. Like I know whose content is good and who's not. Got it. And I'll see clients sometimes and they'll be like, dude, look, I'm shooting all these videos, and in my head I'm like, there's no way we're running these as ads and people are gonna buy. It's just like you're not good on camera. Like I'll take you as an example, right? You're phenomenal on camera. You can talk, you bring swag, you bring energy, you bring inspiration. Like if you had no offer, I would gladly come in and be like, yo, we'll build something. Let's set up tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 offer. Yeah. Cool. Neo, I need you to shoot this. Yeah. And I can run the whole play. You know what I mean? Like even Pace, that's a big one. Yeah. Like
Pace a GOAT too, man.
Yeah, but he didn't have an offer. Yeah. We made the offer with Pace.
Crazy.
And now that offer runs. You know what I mean? And now we have 3, 4, 5 different offers that are running. Yeah. But we basically made, it wasn't just us. It was us with Pace, right?
How did you find Pace, by the way?
Mastermind. I met his business partner. We ended up having a lot of
Jamel or
no. Jim.
That's a different business partner.
Yeah. They're not actually business partners. They're just close friends.
Close friends. Yeah,
they're like best friends.
Yeah.
Jimmy was also one of my clients.
Yeah.
Cody Barton is his business partner.
Okay.
We basically met on a yacht at a mastermind, which is why I always tell people like,
bro, where did we meet, bro?
I'm trying to think, man.
Pretty sure it was some sort of mastermind.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't in Atlanta. That's for sure.
Oh, I remember where we met, bro. We met at Becker's Mastermind.
Mastermind, that's what it was.
Damn,
a room of like 19 killers, dude.
Yeah, we paid $20K to get in that room for just 2 days.
2 days.
Yo,
barely 2 days.
Barely 2 days. I'm talking about that room. Offer no food, no
nothing, not even a bag.
This
of
is
chips.
the wild, wild west, bro. But I mean, I met you, and this is gonna be a lifelong friendship.
I appreciate
relationship. So
that room was stacked. Honestly, it was a lot of good people.
bro, people don't get like you like they. And I don't want to go off subject, but when I'm telling people to invest in masterminds, they think I'm not saying invest in mine. Every significant relationship that I have in business, I met them in a room like the room we was in.
Yeah.
Every significant relationship I had, bro.
Same
and
here.
I'll make millions of dollars with you in the future somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Even if we never made money together, we're friends.
Just the info we're
tight.
sharing, just the connections we're sharing.
Bro, people don't, I be literally trying to beat in people. Yo, go, and you don't gotta be 20K. Go start with 1,000. Start with five, start with where you're at. But if you are not taking your money to go get in rooms, how will you even grow?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll tell you, I spend probably $400K a year on masterminds.
It's powerful.
Easy.
It's probably one of your best spends.
Oh, best spends, best relationships, best everything, dude. And we make millions of dollars between each other.
Yeah. And here's the other critical thing. You don't gotta go in their room and convince. If I say, yo, Eddie the Truth, go work with them, they're not questioning that now.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from somebody who they know, like, and trust. And they also spent this money to be in this room.
Exactly.
It's critical, bro. Yeah. I wanted to really hone on that because I don't want people to miss like how important.
Dude, I try to ingrain this in at this point, I send my team to events.
Yeah.
So like we have events right now, like Triple Whale, big e-com software is hosting an event where like one of the top partners, they asked me to come out. I was like, I can't, but I'm sending these 3 people go out. We just had an event in LA, sent 2 of my team members there. Like now that I have team members, I'm trying to maximize that. Like I believe so much in these events that I'm not only paying for myself, I'm paying for my leaders and my team members to go and learn and to meet other people and to network and to create those connections because there's only so many I can go to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's powerful. Bro, I think you gave me my $100 million formula. Like I think I got, cause it's been a team. I'm not a manager. That's not really my thing. So now that we have that team, who manages that? Or do you who's above the strategist, or do the strategists?
The strategists are like the highest level.
Okay.
So the only person above them is me.
Got it.
I'm talking directly to my strategist.
Yeah. Which is like a COO, similar.
Who, me?
No, I mean with your strategists almost because they're operating.
Let's call them like mini CMOs.
CMO
of each pod of clients, right? They're essentially the CMO, and then the project manager is more like the operations side. He's like making sure tasks are getting done, following up with clients if they're not sending videos, if they're not sending copy, if they're not approving things. He's making sure the pieces move, and then the strategist is like, you would be like a 6 strategist, right? Like you and I can sit down, look at someone's business and be like, we should do this, we should sell this, we should do this here, and we should do that there. And then team executes. Funnel builder builds, copy guy writes copy, and then they put it all together. So I don't really need to manage the strategists because they're compensated extremely well. They have a 6-figure salary, plus they get a significant percentage of the percentage we bill clients.
Yeah.
So when I bill clients, for their pod, let's say I bill their pod $500K for that month for the 30% profit share, they get a percent of that for themselves as well. So like they want to show up, they need to be self-managed. Like I'm paying that price so that I don't have to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to pay that price. And if that price is only based on other people paying me that money, it's kind of like low risk. You know what I mean? Like I'll pay them a 6-figure salary. That's my risk. All the bonus that they're making is they only make it if I make it. Right. You know what I mean? So only if our company do we bill, then do they get that money. So they have a really high ceiling. They make a ton of money. They make more than surgeons and doctors make and high-end lawyers who have law firms make. And they don't have the stress of like managing finances, managing hiring, managing this entire company. They're just like, I need a new media buyer for YouTube. Great. Send it to the recruiting team, type out this form. Yeah. A week later, they have applicants and they can kind of go through them and pick which ones they want. So it's easy. It's like an intrapreneur instead of an entrepreneur inside of a business.
Is it a way to build what you're talking about also using agencies? Can I use a copywriter agency to do all the copy?
Yeah,
Can I
100%.
use or do these all need to be 100% only work for me?
I like work for me.
I do too.
Yeah, it's just my thing. I hate contractors because like what obligation? It's kind of weird. It's like they're really talented, they're really skilled, but like if the dude doesn't show up all week, what can I really like? It's hard for me to chase him down and get him to do that. He technically doesn't work for me. He's just doing this work, and then I fire him and I have to go find someone else. Whereas if it's someone in-house, like they're using our systems, they're using our processes. If he pisses off for an entire week or he's sick for an entire week, I have all his documents and folders. I have everything inside of ClickUp. Yeah. My team can just literally go and like plug into him and just have everything that he was working on and finish it for me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. I'd rather take on that risk. And I'm in a financial position too at this point. I'd spend, like last month we spent like $600K on payroll almost. Yeah. Like that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Not contractors, just like in-house people. Yeah. Because I like that. I want it to be my team and my culture and how we show up and what our core values are. And in the Discord all day, like we use Discord. I can jump in it like on the way here. I was just jumping into teammates' offices, strategists. Hey, what's going on this week? Do you need anything from me? Boom, boom, boom. In seconds, I talk to like all my leaders in seconds. I don't have to call anyone. I don't have to Slack anyone. I just boom, 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 boom.
In Discord. That's Discord. How you doing? Okay.
Yeah. So like Discord is like our voice office and Slack's like our text office. Yeah. So like everyone's
voice meaning audio.
Audio. Yeah. Like right now I could open Discord. I could like go to any team member in my entire company and talk to them in a second. Like I'll jump right in their office. Hey Eddie, what's up? Right away.
Okay. So walk me through this, what I need. So we got Discord now for audio. Slack, what we're already using for team communication. ClickUp is the project management software. What's any critical softwares to build?
Just Google Drive.
Google Drive for everything else.
That's it.
All right, so we already built the team out now. We know the softwares that we're using. I want to meetings. So when we're dealing with these clients, are you having a meeting weekly with a pace? Are you or their team? How are we setting expectations? Are we doing that from the very beginning?
So we do. It depends again on the tiers, right? Yeah. So the highest tier, people who we're dealing with at like the highest level.
That's a fully done for you model, right?
Yeah,
that's the highest tier.
That's like everything's done for you.
Okay. And that means they just show up and provide content, correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, and they fulfill obviously. Okay. If we bring them students, they have to make.
Now, just so I'm clear, because. Are they fulfilling meaning they fulfill the offer, but are you also building out the coaching? Like what I do, I build out the whole coaching program, but they got to fulfill the coaching program. Meaning somebody on your team over there is scheduling the calls we don't get so deep into that part. Or you also, I'm scheduling the coaching calls with the students, like building that entire
I help guide them, but I'm not.
Let them do that part.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I was getting in the weeds if I do that much.
Yeah, it's just like it's your product, it's your expertise. Like if you're selling like how to wholesale real estate, you better know like what they need to learn. Like it's not my job to figure that out. You know what I mean? We sell so many different kinds of offers. I can't know everything in every course and what they're supposed to teach. That's why they're the expert at the end of the day. But yeah, we do the marketing side, but like our lowest tier, like we have so many tiers. We probably have 4 tiers right now. Lowest tier is like only overseas work, like people in Europe, etc. Lower retainer, one service at a time. Like we'll only do emails or we'll only do ads or we'll only do that. Middle tier is like all American talent, sometimes Middle East and Europe, but it's like our top talent, but it's one service projects. It's like we only do YouTube ads, we only do email, same thing, right? And then our highest tier is like just back up, we got it. You know what I mean? We'll take care of everything, marketing, every funnel, every website. We'll even come up with offers, challenges. We'll start rolling them out ourselves. You just need to show up.
Walk me through how y'all doing team meetings. Is it a meeting every week? Just
internal
for my pod that I'm building.
Yeah. So
how are you communicating with them to make sure we're hitting KPIs, that we're on top of our stuff?
Good question. So I'll tell you, I hate meetings.
Yeah, me too.
I think meetings are a massive waste of time most of the time. I hate meetings, bro. So what we do is we basically have a meeting every single morning for an hour. But it's cut short if we're done. Like at first, like my team used to always like go over or like squeeze every minute out of the entire hour. Now what I did was I basically put 2 meetings. One's 30 minutes and another one's 30 minutes. And the first one's like the meeting. And the second one's like if we go over, we still have time on our calendar. Yeah. So it changed the mentality of like, oh, we have an hour. It's like we should be getting it done in 30 minutes. So I'll have one of those every morning. All the pods will run at the same time. So pod 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all meeting at the same time. And I can just jump in and out of all the meetings if I want to talk to someone. But most of the times, dude, I like just Slack reports. On Monday and on Friday, my strategists will each give me a report of all the clients they have. Here's what's happening. Here's where our spend is at for this week. Here's what we're expecting. Here's some challenges, etc. And then once a week for 90 minutes, I meet with all my strategists, the higher level guys, all in one meeting, and we talk about all their clients so that strategists can contribute to other clients. So like, just because Neo's managing,
That's fire.
you know what I mean?
Strategist. This is what's working on this side for
Exactly.
me. Ooh, yeah.
So it's like, dude, have you tried this? Oh, dude, I didn't think of that. And you start getting your smartest people thinking of each other's stuff, but they don't need to actively manage them, right? Because it's just one meeting a week, so they're just bouncing ideas. It's essentially a mastermind once a week, 90 minutes, and it allows my guys to like cross-help each other and dig through each other's problems instead of just focusing on their own stuff. So even though you're focused on your 4 or 5 clients, you might be stuck on 1 to 2. Eddie might solve that problem, and you might solve a problem for John because he's having this trouble and you've done a challenge before. You know exactly what he needs to do for that. So,
yo, bro, I don't know. This fire. I mean, this ain't fire. This is just regular stuff for you, but bro, this is the $100 million blueprint, bro.
it's taking years, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's talk about some mistakes. What's some things that you know are going to come up that we should be looking to avoid, or we're going to need some assistance with? Like, like, bro, whether culture, just some things that like this is a headache in this agency world. What's some of those things we need to look for?
Yeah. Number one, people who like in the interview process always want to like early on pull things their way. So like, oh, can I work these hours instead of these hours? Could I do this instead of this? Could I the longer that list gets, the worse of a person that is, because that's going to be someone who's like super independable across the board. That's number one. Number two, taking on shit clients just because they pay is probably the biggest mistake. That's definitely the biggest mistake I see agency owners make in general, is like they'll take the dollar now, but sacrifice the headaches later for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have a metric in our company. A friend of mine, D-Dang, he runs like a 1.5, I don't know what they're at now, but like 7 figures a month agency in Australia. And he called it headaches per dollar earned.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we measure our company now. It's like, how many headaches per dollar earned are we dealing with this client? The more headaches per dollar earned, the less I want to talk to that client. The less headaches per dollar earned, the more I want to contribute to that client because they don't bring me a lot of stress. So a lot of times in the agency space, because you have these people you're paying on payroll, and then you have to always hire new people because like our cost is people at the end of the day, right? Yeah. Like you're selling digital products. It's a lot easier to run a lean payroll. Whereas my payroll is my product. You know what I mean? People pay me to access my payroll in a way. Yeah. It's easy to take on shit clients and just take it for the money, but you can't do that, dude. You got to take on quality people, because the shit clients, what happens is they come, they pay you money, they're a headache 60, 90 days in. You don't even want to work with them anymore. They don't want to work with you anymore. It's this giant disaster. And what people don't think about is like, as business owners, we're like, oh, tough luck, whatever, new client, right? As employees, they're like, man, I put so much effort into this client, all this stuff. I put my heart into it, and this dude just left. Now I have to like redo it all over again for this other guy. Yeah. So the longer that you're able to keep clients because they're better clients, the happier your team is and the better work they'll do overall. The more you churn clients, which is what most agencies do, they churn clients every few months, the harder it is for your team to be happy, because at the end of the day, like these are people who, it's not their company at the end of the day, it's their job. And if their job is changing every 60 days, every 90 days, and they're just restarting essentially every 60 to 90 days, it feels like they're not progressing. And it starts really affecting your company culture and your team and how stressed they are and how they feel. So those are definitely like 2 of the biggest mistakes. And I'd say like early on, if you're starting an agency, like not you have deal flow, right? Like if you wanted to, you'd snap your fingers.
I got a lot of options. That's why I'm trying to pick who I want to work with, because it's like I don't want to take on, because we are bandwidth. Like we only could work with a certain amount of people, because one, I'm a strategist on a lot of accounts. Yeah. So it's like I only could do it for so many people. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for me, this is how I look at it. I would rather have 10 clients who pay me $300,000 a month. Yep. That's $3 million a month. Yep. Than have 100 clients who are paying me less than that. You know what I mean? It's just like so much to manage, and I would just rather have the 10 cream of the crop. And like you're saying, dude, at the end of the day, if you run an agency, you have to just accept that there's going to be churn. There's going to be clients leaving. no matter how good you do.
Yeah.
Dude, I have my team like posting, we took this guy's revenue from $1 million a month to $2 million a month, and he's firing us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just got to accept that that's part of the game.
Why is he doing that?
Dude, everyone has their own reasons. Some people don't think that the results are real. In a way, it's weird. They're like, oh, that's not coming from you. That's coming from someone else, even though we're tracking it and we're showing it's coming from here. Some people get greedy. It's like, you know, if we're on a 30% profit share and I bring you an extra $1 a month in profit every month, you're paying me 300 grand.
Yeah.
Some people start thinking, oh my gosh, why are we paying this person 300 grand? Let's build our own team, all this stuff. Yeah. And it's never the same. They just can't replicate it. But at the end of the day, it's like, we agreed to 30%. So like, do you want me to do worse and you pay me less? Or do you want me to make you way more money and you pay me more? It's like, as a business owner, you also have to make that decision. Like me personally, I'd rather give someone, like for me, if someone came in and was like, hey dude, I'll bring you an extra $1 million every month in profit, give me half. I'll be like, dude, take the half before you even give me my half. Yeah. Like, I don't even care. Yeah. If you're going to bring it to me,
it makes sense.
I'm not going to work on it. This is extra that you're bringing in. I'll take my 500. You take your 500. Totally cool. Yeah. This wasn't there.
Yeah.
But most people
money you didn't have anyway, unrealized gains or something like
that's
that.
It. Yeah. You know what I mean? And most people don't think like that. So that's a big reason we lose clients is like the bonuses get out of hand sometimes. I remember like a CFO came into one of our clients, like brand new CFO, and he's like, who the f*** is Eddie? Yeah. So why the f*** did we pay Eddie $280K last month? Who the f*** is this guy? It went off, dude. He got on a call with me. He started drilling me. I got off the call. I went to the owner. I was like, listen, dude, like, you need to set the expectations with this guy that we're on the same team before we even start. Like, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what I do. Now, dude, that CFO, he's like, Eddie's a magician. Pay Eddie whatever Eddie wants. Yeah. I don't care if it's Eddie. Let him spend it on the card. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see the outlooks of different people and how it changes. But yeah, you just got to be careful. You got to pick the right people. The best business owners are not greedy at the end of the day. The best business owners know that they can give some to get more. And that's pretty much what I focus on. So just don't take shit clients. Yeah. And one thing I was going to tell you is like, you have deal flow. Other people starting out don't have deal flow. Yeah. And what I see the biggest mistake people do is when they start an agency is two things. One, they're super focused on like retainers, not profit shares. So it's harder to get those deals because like the business owner's taking full risk. Whereas if you don't take a retainer and you take a profit share, you're taking all the risk yourself, not the business owner. So like if I was to start again, I would handpick certain people and I would take a percent of more than what they're making. So if someone's making 100K a month, I take a percent of everything over that number. Yeah. It's an easy sale. It's like, dude, what are you going to lose? Yeah. I'm coming in and doing that. And number two, they don't prioritize outreach and deal flow and conversations enough when they start. They just think, oh, I have an agency, like people should be coming to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's not the case. So when I first started, I was literally in my parents' basement. I was sending thousands of emails a week to businesses trying to convince them to work with me, even though I was way better than the shit that they were already doing. But I had to like grind and send hundreds of emails a day just to be able to have like 3, 4, 5 conversations to try to close them, to convince them to pay me measly like $1,000, $1,500 a month. Yeah. Whereas now I don't have to do anything. People come to me, they pay me 20K plus 30%, and I'm telling them no. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you start out, you gotta like put in those reps. You gotta put in that outreach. You gotta get that money. And I think a lot of people just think it's gonna come easier than it is. And I think that's the biggest mistake I see new business owners in the agency space making. Yeah. Powerful. Look, this is important for people listening. We just took a pause here. Yeah. And no one probably knows because the way this is edited. Yeah. But your next guest walk in and he's got 2 camera guys with him. Yeah. And he's filming content right out the gate. Yeah. You have 6 cameras here filming content. Yeah. You know me. I usually have my content guy with me. Today I just knew you guys would have cameras. I don't need to bring him. Yeah. That's the most important part of this game, bro. Talk about it. There was so much time being spent online and so many people competing for attention. Dude, even I spend hours a day on social media sometimes, dude. Everyone is doing it at the end of the day, and all these people are sitting here thinking like things are gonna come easy. They don't have to make content. They don't have to put themselves out there. Like if you think you're ugly and you suck at talking, just get better at talking and start on Twitter because you only gotta write. You know, then you start getting really good at that. Then you start getting better at talking. Start putting yourself out there on video. But I see so many people just like, oh, I'm not good at video, or I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that, just making bullshit excuses for content. At the end of the day, dude, like every single high level person that we talk to, that we're meeting with, these guys are shooting content. This guy didn't even walk in the door yet. He's already got cameras on. You know what I mean?
Going like,
same for you, bro.
People got to get it, bro.
People got to get it, bro.
And that's every influencer need to have a full-time content person.
Oh, 2, bro.
Yeah, minimum.
2.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in this episode. I hope you're getting extreme amount of value. I want you to go ahead and comment below, share with me your biggest takeaway. In addition to that, my number one goal is for me to be able to grow all of my social platforms so I can give you info, insight, strategy, and gain from every platform there is. So take a minute to follow me on Instagram at Nehemiah Davis. So same exact name on Twitter, same exact name on TikTok, and follow me on LinkedIn at Nehemiah Davis. I would love for you to be able to be tuned into my articles and everything that I drop relating to helping you get to that next level in your life. Tune in.
Yeah, and at least start with one. At least it's critical. This content is serious.
It's everything, dude. It's viewership, it's followers, it's eyeballs.
Yeah.
And if you can turn that into money, which you should be able to, like, that is where it's all going to come from.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So you said something that I don't want to miss. You talked about how not to lose people and different things like that. And I don't know if that's the project manager, but is there a customer success person over like just constantly checking in with that person, or is that supposed to be the project manager?
Yeah, so on a daily basis, it's the project manager.
Okay, all right.
But we have a head of client success.
Okay.
Who oversees all project managers.
Got it. Perfect.
So project managers meet with him. He's not related to their team.
Yep.
They meet with him. He's basically sending out surveys to the clients once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Net promoter score surveys is what they're called, NPS. Like 1 to 10, how would you rank this? 1 to 10, how would you rank this? Blah, blah, blah. And he's getting a gauge on everything. And he's basically running anonymous surveys to the clients. Since he doesn't talk to them every day, it's easier for a client to go and like complain to him if he asks what could be better.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's the people you talk to every day, sometimes it's hard to be like, here's where I think you suck. You know what I mean? But if it's someone else who's not related coming and talking to you as a client, you're like, well, I feel like we could be faster at editing videos. I feel like, we could be better at writing the copy for the emails. They'll give you an honest list when it's someone else they're talking to, right? It's like the reason people go to like therapists or counselors, right? It's like, I don't want to tell my wife I think she's fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we're in a therapy session, I'm going to say I'm not attracted because I think you're fat. You know what I mean? Because you're talking to someone else. It feels a little easier when you're going indirect. So we have a head of client success whose job is to oversee that. He knows like which clients are like on the edge, which clients are having trouble communicating. He basically, we have a ranking system for clients of like if they're DEFCON 1, DEFCON 2, DEFCON 3, basically red, green, yellow, and basically gauging where they're at and things like that, and doing our best to keep them in the green as much as possible, because that's kind of what our job is at the end of the day.
Let me ask you, it's powerful. CFO manages each account, because we didn't mention that. Is somebody over top of each, like accountant over each, to make sure that money right? Because
Yeah.
yeah,
So our CFO has access to every one of our clients' Stripes, QuickBooks, everything.
bingo.
And at the end of the day, dude, I look at it as a partnership.
Yeah,
Like if we're in the business, I'm telling you things that you should be doing to make more profit at the end of the day. Like even like, hey, dude, look, I don't think Sally is really doing her job. You're paying her 6 G's a month. I'm telling you right now, she's not doing her job. Let's get rid of Sally. Like she's not on my payroll. She's on yours. It doesn't even affect my bonus. I don't even care. I'm just telling you right now, like based on this, based on what I'm seeing, based on what we're telling her to do, I know for sure she's not doing that. I'd rather go pay someone else 5 or 6K a month to do this job. Get rid of Sally. Like I'm helping them make these decisions. My CFO's in the books. He's picking up red flags. I mean, he'll be like, dude, we shouldn't be spending this much money on this. We should be spending here. Here's our areas of opportunity. And basically by the 10th of the following month, he gives me essentially like a P&L of every client. Like last month we spent this much in ads. We made this much. Payroll went up, 12K for this reason. We hired these 3 people on their team, blah, blah, blah. And then we basically bill. And then by the 15th of the following month, so that 5-day window is when the clients basically wire us our bonuses.
Side note, bro, you do this for agency owners. Is this you got a blueprint for this already? Like, because everything I'm asking, I would assume that you made, because I know you do your annual event. Is this a program or something that people plug into, or you haven't created?
I have like recordings and stuff.
Okay.
I have basic programs, but I'll tell you like my highest level shit is for people that make 100K a month or more. Because there's a lot of people out there who teach agencies how to make 10K a month, 25K a month. Yeah. They're everywhere at the end of the day. Yeah. There's a million guys. I like to work with like really high level guys. Yeah. So like the minimum to be in my agency mastermind is 100K a month. Good. And I'll tell you, we open it twice a year. just to tell you, like, again, back to my logic of like, I only want the cream of the crop, whether it's my clients, whether it's people in my mastermind. I open it twice a year, 20 people twice a year. That's it. I don't let anyone more. Application process. They give us access to their books. We get into their business. We confirm they make 100K a month or more. Then we put them through like interviews, and then we take the top 20 every time and we put them into that program. So that's like
powerful.
That's probably the level that I'm actually delivering stuff. I give them my P&L spreadsheets, all my templates. I give them all my contracts, all my SOPs, every checklist we have. So. I'll give you everything. Yeah, right? I got you.
Because as you said, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Eddie might have everything we talked about. And I just really appreciate you giving me this game because you know me, my biggest thing is I don't want to make the mistakes. Like I'm trying to figure out how to get there. I spent a lot of years in my life figuring it out on my own. And what happens is now when you get the coaches, get the professionals, you got to go undo a lot of the things you messed up doing.
And it's so hard to do that. It's easier to just start, right?
Bro, we built an 8-figure company without a lot of coaching. So now when we bring in different people, it's like, yo, you got to improve a lot of these products. I'm like, we built this without, I'm like, I only can imagine with the proper documentation and the proper systems, if I would have had that when I started, how much further it would be.
Yeah, dude. Someone told me this. There's only 2 ways to buy back time.
Yep.
Or to buy time in general. One is to hire team members so that they can take things off your plate. They can do the things that's you buying time. Number 2 is to pay someone who's already done it to shortcut that time that you have. And I'll tell you, dude, like that is most of my money is spent on team members and paying other people who are ahead of me to teach me or for me to get in their masterminds, get in the right rooms and network with people like you. Like that is my 2 biggest expenses. I'd say between both of those, probably spend like $10 million this year just between those 2 things.
Crazy.
Because time is that valuable. You know what I mean?
I hope they catch that. I want you question. It's just so for you, you're running the agency, but you could really just go do all of this for yourself and just blow your own self up. You ever thought about doing that or?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious because I'm like, you literally got so much sauce. You could just go put it on yourself. Why haven't you?
Because the cool part about what I'm doing is I technically don't have to show up. You know what I mean?
I love it.
I technically could disappear this whole month and I would still make all the money I'd make. I don't need to post a single piece of content because my clients are, and I'm focused on their offers. So if my team can get my clients to do the stuff that we need to make money, I don't need to do anything. And so I'm trying to build a business that doesn't require me, even though now it requires me and like I get a lot of inspiration out of it. I'm motivated to do it. I'm motivated to create all this content and stuff. If I could build one that doesn't need that to make me money, that's kind of where I'm focused on at the end of the day. And I'd rather take 30% of everyone's stuff than 100% of my own. That's the reality. So like, that's really what it is. And if I want to do things like, you know, my agency mastermind, for example, I'll do it for fun. Like I'll charge people $30K to get in. I'll take 20 twice a year. You know, what is that up to? That's
600 or something.
Yeah, 1.2 mil if I do it twice a year. Like that's just like side money that's like me doing stuff for myself, but it's because I get fulfillment. It's not because of the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just because I really like talking to these guys because they're higher level dudes who, if I tell them one piece of game, they'll go make another $100,000.
Yeah, easy.
You know what I
make
mean?
your money right back.
That's it. So,
I mean, just on the hiring structure alone, when we implement this properly, it's game over. I know we can sustain 2 pods, 10 clients.
that's all you need, dude.
That
10 good clients, each one paying you a few $100,000 a month.
And then we're running lean, bro. Yeah. That's what I want. I want to run a lean machine, bro. And I'm happy you said that. And you talked about letting go people, right? How important is that in this? Are you like, maybe they'll get it right? Like, or are you dropping the hammer if they don't? How long are you giving somebody the opportunity to
Yeah, so I used to give them way too long.
Got it.
Like that was probably one of the biggest mistakes. I guess I'll add that to the list of mistakes you're asking me. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes is like, I got too soft of a heart, dude. And I always think like, oh, he'll get better this time, or he'll understand now, he'll be better. But the fact is that really is not the case. So now we have a write-up system. It's like a strike system. So like we'll write you up. We'll give you a plan, performance improvement plan for 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, whatever it is based on what you did to make sure that this doesn't happen again if it was a serious problem. If it wasn't normal verbal warnings, but if it's a serious mistake, we'll do a write-up. We'll make them sign it. And I'll tell you, dude, it's crazy how humans work, but when you write someone up and you make them sign it, they straighten out, dude. They're like the best they've ever been in the entire company, even though they've been there for years after a write-up. It's crazy, but I could sit there and have the same conversation 7-8 times with the same person. Same mistake will happen. I write them up straight right away. And if they don't, then that's a second write-up, and we have the ability to fire you at that point. So like, I don't mess around anymore. I don't take as much time as I used to. I still have a soft spot for everyone on my team. But what I realized was those people that weren't good, that I was being soft for and giving them too much time, the longer I left them, the shorter the time got that the people I wanted to stay would stay with me, because they were affecting their work environment. And so these guys that I really wanted shortened their time that they had with me, because this person I kept for too long. You know what I mean? The toxic person was now affecting them. And so now they didn't want to work here anymore. Yeah. And so they started looking elsewhere, and then it created way more problems. So now,
and A players want to work with A players.
That's it, dude.
You're not trying to pick up your slack because you a C player.
And the more C players you have on your team, if you're an A player, the more you hate your job. It's like, dude, I'm doing Neo's job every time. Yeah. Like, I don't want to do Neo's job. I want Neo to do his job. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you got to cut the fat quick, man. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. All right, we're about to wrap. I guess, man, this has just been a true agency blueprint. And I know you probably like, bro, I want to talk about marketing and all the stuff you nerd out on, because the presentation you gave at the mastermind, bro, on just the webinars and all of that. It was like, and I've been doing them for a while. I told my team, yo, go watch what Eddie said. Go implement anything that we're missing from this.
I appreciate that.
What's some things you see right now that people should be focusing on marketing-wise that's working right now in times? Anything that you just want to be like, yo, this is working well?
I mean, dude, webinars are killing it right now more than I've seen the last few years. And the key, which is what you and I were talking before, all my clients that do the best, they'll do the webinar, they'll spend hundreds of thousands a week for the webinar. And then on the back end, after people buy, they'll go and sell them into higher level masterminds, higher level coaching, et cetera. And just finding a way, whatever it is that you sell, to spend money to acquire customers, even if you're just breaking even, if you're barely profiting, but having something after that where you can sell them and get them to buy more from you. And that's 100% net profit, because you've already spent all your costs on the front end. That's where the game's going right now in the info space. Yeah. That's where I'm focused on, is how many of these offers can I scale at the same time? And even to the point, like, I'm only the marketing team. But the last 60 days, quietly, I've been basically building an entire sales organization inside of my company for other people's offers. Because, like, I'll give them to sales guys, and most of these guys, I don't know if you're doing this, but like, they'll contract out sales companies. Yeah. And then the sales companies will do it, and then the sales companies will be like, the leads are shit. And then whenever the account's doing well, they move the best salesperson to like a different account to help. Mm-hmm. And then that account goes down again. So I'm like, dude, if I'm already doing the marketing, if I'm already getting my % of profit share, I'm just going to build a sales team in-house. So I've spent the last 6 days building my own sales team. Now I'm doing sales for their offers, because I understand I can only sell so much with a webinar. I can only do $2-3 million a month on a webinar, but I can do another 2 to 3 selling to people who bought from the webinar on the back end through a sales team. And that's all net profit, because I've already spent all my costs.
What's the formula to selling to people on the back end? Is it they buy on the webinar? Are you selling them that very next day, week? Tell me just.
Yeah, I've seen it done 2 ways. So one is like, when you book, you basically are forced to schedule an onboarding call. If you don't get access to coaching. Yeah. So then you book the onboarding call, you get on. There's 2 ways to do that. Either it's a group onboarding call, and then you push people to like one-on-one calls, or it is a one-on-one call from the get-go, and then that person's getting on the call, understanding your goals, and trying to fit you with a higher ticket item that gives you more coaching and more attention to get you there faster. Or wow. 2, your friend does this, Josh. But basically you can like put someone in like an entire week, give them much more attention and value than they normally get. And then on Friday, you basically pitch them on like a higher ticket program, but one-on-one to get details. And then they book those calls to get that level of attention that they got.
And that's powerful, bro. Yeah, I helped create that 1 week thing. I was like, when I came back in the webinar, I put that thing. I'm like, yo, it works.
It works.
You just got to have a team to manage that.
Exactly. You got to make sure it's an excellent week 1.
Excellent. And if the team ain't managing it right, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
But we did it. It was working. And then some team members dropped the ball on it. So you got to make sure the team is on top of it.
Yeah, definitely higher risk, but bigger reward.
Yeah.
easiest thing to do is just book them right when they buy on the webinar. The checkout page, the thank you page needs to be the booking link.
Yeah.
And they can't get access to the coaching unless they book that one-on-one call.
Bro, this has been pure gold, bro. I appreciate
you,
We'll
bro.
come back and do a marketing segment, man. Eddie, but thank you for coming on, bro. I really appreciate you. Just amazing dude, man. Anytime I reach out, it's nothing but love and always just value add. Like everything you talk about is just how you can continue to give more people value.
I appreciate it.
Just let people know, bro, how they could tap in with you, how they could get connected with you.
Best way is just on Instagram, Eddie Malouf. I'm sure my name's on the podcast, spelled exactly the way it is, the only one with the blue check.
Yeah.
Don't send no crypto to them other guys, please. Send them to me.
Fact. And guys, For Media, check the brand out. And man, listen, I don't know what me and Eddie are going to do, but we're putting something together for y'all that I believe is going to be super impactful for those really looking to get to the next level. So you guys will hear more about that at some point in time. But I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. This episode, I ain't going to lie, but this has been one of my favorites. So I hope you take a lot of information out of this, apply it to your business. I want to say this because this is important. I know you guys are consuming our pod. Let me let you know, none of this will work unless you do. So please, you know, this man gets paid millions and billions and millions of dollars a month to do these things that he came on here and gave for free. So please add this to your business and we know it will blow up. So we'll see you on the next episode. Let's get it.